case study in this block will look at the digitalization of manpower tracking on projects. Given this is Mandouh Khawaji, Group Chief Information Officer of Saudi Binladen Group. Please take the seat.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Mamdouh Khawaji, Group CIO of Saudi Binladen Group. Yes, you heard that right. Saudi Binladen Group. Saudi Binladen Group is going under, they undertake a major transformation, business transformation. Digital transformation is just one aspect of it. I will not talk about the digital transformation in the group, but I'll be just diving into the digitalization of manpower tracking, and I'll be talking about a couple of things. One is the IoT manpower attendance, mainly the facial recognition, and the second one will be the manpower productivity monitoring. So before I dive into that one, I'll just speak about the challenges that we are facing and why we actually went through the change. The challenges we have is that in every single day there is a lengthy process of actually distributing the forms to the foreman in the field for them to fill all the activities of the day along with their crews. They monitor the attendance manually and also the attendance within each crew, also a challenge for us. The assigning of activities of the manpower to each crew. It's really difficult because you have one form and sometimes the writing of the foreman is not really that clear, sometimes really gibberish, and it's very hard to actually read. After the foreman finishes their work every single day, all of these data need to move to Excel, okay, for the project control guys to go ahead and actually map the activities being done in the field into actual cost codes. Along with that one, we have the difficulties of really crowded sites and also the human error all the time. Now, we'll just dive in what we have done to change that one. And this is actually the process we have in here. Each site now, or in the major sites, we have really, literally 100 of workstations there for facial recognition. Each station has actually a camera for facial recognition, and it also has all network requirements. It really needs to connect to the cloud. It also has battery. Those stations are actually mobile. They can move them around due to the difficulties sometimes or security reasons. Once the labor come in, they really come in the morning, these hundreds of workstations actually recognize the faces of the labor. The data after that goes directly to the cloud. It then goes to our HRMS system. In HRMS system, we identify them and we actually check in each labor into Oracle database. The data will come back to the timekeepers in the field. They go ahead, actually double check the field and the data that comes to them, and this data later will be pushed into the foreman. So each foreman will have actually a mobile app, and that mobile app, it has his crew, okay, and he will find out there who actually checked in. Okay, so we actually can keep checking and keep really pulling the data into his mobile app to see who from his crew is actually checked in. After he has this one, he'll start assigning the activities to each one of them, or to a couple of them, or to the whole crew. Now, something very important, before we had the forms that I will show you in a while, it has like freehand written by the foreman in his own language what the activities to be assigned. Now he has the capabilities actually to go ahead and assign predefined tasks that really known in his database to a specific crewman, couple of them, or the whole crew. Once also in his mobile app, there's also check-in time. He can actually do the time attendance of the crew multiple times a day. Currently 4 times, so he can have a time attendance to make sure that the crew that checked in the morning, they're still around and doing the work. So there's 4 times, and we can really configure it. Once this is really done at the end, and actually along with the data that we record and the activities he really assigned, we have also the zones that he actually registers the activities in. At the end of the day, the data will go to the site engineer for approval, then construction manager, and the cost control coordinators. They will calculate the productivity. I fully understand that that's the whole picture of productivity, but there's still quantities that's something that we're going to work on to complement that one, which we're understanding is that the total output, if the total divided by total input is the productivity, but we still need the quantities to have the full picture of that one. So this is the system that will help a lot the managers and help us calculate the productivity, help us actually follow up on the crews, see the time and attendance, and actually get the decision maker a good idea of what's really happening in the field at any single day. Now, I'll just show you in here the old way of doing things and the new way of doing things. To the left-hand side, here is actually the map of the papers of the form that the foremans really have currently, which is actually each employee, each labor, what he's doing, attendance, the project, and at the end here, he got put in gibberish, okay, what actually the tasks are, okay? And this data now, this is the old way of doing things. This is the new way of doing things. We actually can put for each labor the task he's doing. He will get from the system there when the time is in, when the time is out of the labor. So there is better control and really better monitoring of what's really happening in the fields. Also in this form, you will see that when he assigns activities, he has actually the guidelines to assign a task that's already known. So he cannot just write a gibberish like I showed you in the previous one. It gets to be very specified task that's really known, so to make it easier for the guys in the project cost control to go ahead and map these tasks into a cost code in order to do further calculations on that one. This is one of our systems that we are implementing as part of our business applications platform. We have a digital, construction digital platform. Business applications are part of it. ERP is another part. There's integration among them. This is one of the business applications that we actually is part of our portfolio of applications that can complement exactly what the previous speaker said. There is no ERP can actually fulfill your business requirements. That's why we need to complement that one with business applications like this that can fulfill our business need and let's do the whole business process for construction. That's it for today. Thank you very much, everyone.